Hello, hi, greetings, my name is Sargon and I welcome all of you to Dark Souls 1, the very first video and project on my channel. I'm gonna let the intro play, I'm gonna be quiet, and after that one I'm gonna talk again and explain to all of you what my plans are for this channel, and then some minor things about the game perhaps. We'll see, but first I'm gonna let the intro play and hope you enjoy.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world.
Wonderful. First and foremost, English is not my native language, so if I start to stutter or talk gibberish, you know why. You have to excuse me. I do hope it gets better the more I do this, the more the project progresses. And my plans are that I'm not gonna do a broken straight sword only run. There you see it. I stutter quite often. Um, I'm gonna play for Dark Souls 1. I already know which ending I'm gonna do. I just haven't decided on what build I'm gonna do yet. And once that's done, I'm gonna play for Dark Souls 2, and I'm not looking forward to that one because my experiences with Dark Souls 2 have always been, yeah, rather frustrating, especially since I'm not very good at these games, and I fear that me doing this for an audience is gonna, well, it's gonna make quite a dent on my performance, I'm afraid. But basically I'm gonna use the same build in Dark Souls 2 that I'm gonna do here. And then once I'm done with Dark Souls 2, I'm gonna do the same for Dark Souls 3. And then for Elden Ring. And I am also not looking forward to Elden Ring because we'll get there when we get there. But first, let's meet our first boss. And we're not gonna fight him just yet because that would be stupid and a waste of time. No, instead, wait a second, I remembered that I gotta, okay, it's already equipped. Instead we're gonna go here and kindle the bonfire, which are the checkpoints in the Dark Souls series. At least the Dark Souls games. There are other kinds of checkpoints in the spin-off games, but they work practically the same way. We got our shield, and while I do prefer to roll, the shields have a great function in which is parrying. And parrying can make fights much, much easier. Now, if I screw something up, you have to excuse me as well, because I'm still used to the Elden Ring controls. Which are quite different, because that game had to make room for a jump button. And there we have our first real weapon. And we're gonna wait to see it on there. Where did he? Oh, he's up there, isn't he? Yeah, shoot at me from back there. That's surely gonna hit. Good. And once you're done with Elden Ring, I'm of course gonna play. I'm gonna play other games as well. I'm not just gonna play Souls games. Like I want to play Subnautica. After maybe Dark Souls 1, 2, 3. But I will probably start with Below Zero because I would like to play Subnautica once the Return of the Ancients mod, excuse me, gets released to the public, which might take a while. It might get cancelled altogether, but if that happens, then I'm just gonna play it without the mod. So I'm probably gonna start out with Below Zero, and other games I'm gonna play. I'm just gonna go through my Steam library and we'll see from there on out. Now I hope you like Indiana Jones because ow. Yeah. I actually never saw Indiana Jones. Just a little fun fact. And look, there's the guy that saved us.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Let's do him the favor.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringest the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite.
Thank you.
Oh, and this.
And thank you.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now.
Oh, he'll be fine. Estus flasks are the healing mechanic in the Souls games. They're basically infinite. You see, I have 5 Estus flasks, and if they go out, then I can't use them anymore until I sit down at a bonfire again or die, at which point they'll be replenished. And our dear friend just passed away, which is quite unfortunate. Look at him go. That's sad. He got Thanos stepped out of reality. I'm... Didn't see you there. I'm probably gonna make each part about 20 to 30 minutes long. And end them when I see fit. All these messages at the ground in this area here are tutorials, but we'll see them many more times because I'm playing online, and if you do play online, you can see messages other players left behind. And I'm already thinking that we're gonna see quite a lot of try finger butthole messages, which is a staple, really. Piece of shit. There we go. Yeah, and I'm gonna... Probably the first part is gonna end when we're at the Firelink Shrine, the hub, so to speak. Look at how bad I am. Look at how much I suck at this game. Come on, I want to parry you. You know what, just... No, I mean, I'm amazing at this game. It's the fact that I'm... Okay, it's the fact that I'm recording it. Yeah, surely. Alright, let's get in. And let's do a plunging attack to get a head start. Yeah, it's some nice damage. First boss, the Asylum Demon, is really nothing special. But I like the way he's used for the tutorial, because the first time you see him, you're obviously not supposed to fight him. You can fight him, and if you manage to kill him the first time you see him, then you get his weapon. I don't know how good his weapon is, but it's a neat little Easter egg for those that do manage to bring up the patience. But with a proper sword he goes down rather easily. And we killed our first boss, one of many. One of many more to come. Now luckily in Dark Souls 1 there are not that many challenging bosses. And it's really the areas that prove to be the more difficult aspect of the game. Especially those that come after the later half. Come in the later half, not after the later half, excuse me. Yeah, as I said, I'm gonna talk a lot of bullshit. But that's how it is with newcomers, isn't it? Well then. Oh yes, these bloodstains are also... You can see how other players died here. Well, isn't that pathetic? Let's move on, shall we?
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
May I just say that I love that they decided to call the land of the lords Lordran. That is such an such an uncreative name. Alright, this is our hub. In this game the hub is not that important. In later games you are restricted to... In later games you can only level up in the hub. Here you can level up at any bonfire. um, which we do with souls that we gain from slaying enemies. Let's boost our vitality a bit. Right, you can also do, hold on, you can also kindle a bonfire, which is done with humanity, another resource you gain in this game. Kindling a bonfire lets you carry more Estus flasks around, which means that I'm currently carrying 11 Estus flasks and I don't know why, but normally you only carry 5, except for this one. This one gives you 10, and if you kindle it once, you can gain 10 Estus flasks once you rest at that bonfire. And later on you get a certain item that allows you to kindle it 2 more times for 15 and 20 Estus flasks each. And reverse hollowing is also done with humanity, which would turn me from a beautifully rancid piece of salami into a normal looking human, like he over there. Which has its own set of advantages, but frankly I don't remember which ones. But I'm gonna try to be my human form most of the time. Let's just do that real quick. Because certain summon signs, where I can summon NPC invaders that give special items, can only be seen when I'm a human. There we are. Now then, let's talk to this guy.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no celebration here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are actually 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on. But I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land, the undead?
He's just like me, for real. No. Yeah, the NPCs in this game are not the most light-hearted, but who can blame them really when you consider that this world is about to fucking end. Now, this isn't the first time I'm playing Dark Souls 1, obviously. I've played all of the Souls games at least once before. And, alright, before I forget it, I'm of course also gonna play Sekiro and Demon Souls and Bloodborne. I am also gonna play these 2 once I manage to get myself a capture card. But until then, I'm gonna mostly stick to PC games. Let's see, maybe I'm also gonna be able to let's play Tears of the Kingdom, which comes out in a week. But until then, I'm gonna stick to PC games only. Now, in my first playthrough, I did the mistake to go, because I didn't look up where I had to go at first. This game basically tells you very little about where you need to go. So, I defeated the 3rd boss or so, and then I didn't know where to go. So, I went back to the hub because I thought I was done back there. And then, I went down there to the skeletons. And that's an area you're supposed to visit way later on. That's an endgame area. And I somehow managed to get all the way down there to a bonfire. And of course, if you rest at a bonfire, you are also going to respawn at that bonfire. But I couldn't progress because I needed a certain item first. And I had to make my way back up from that endgame area all the way up here again. And I had to look up a guide on YouTube to see how I am gonna do that, because there was no other moment in this game where I had been this frustrated and utterly pissed. It was amazing. I am happy that I'm never gonna have to go through that again. Because now I know where to go. Isn't that neat? No. Yeah, but you see, this is where you're supposed to go at the start, and I mean, it's not hard to miss. I mean, you start out here, so my first instinct was to go look around there, and I didn't think about turning around to check out, to see that, well, there's a set of stairs here. Going by it, I'm also fucking blind, so maybe that's the reason why I didn't see this one. Enemies at first, of course, no major problem. Except when you play as stupid as me. These souls are basically little packages we can open for a varied amount of souls for level ups. Which are... I'm actually afraid that I'm gonna die now. Nope. Maybe... Okay, good. Whew! Saved myself. Souls are not only used for level ups, but also they're the currency for shops and merchants. But luckily, as far as I know, the merchants in this game don't sell that much useful stuff, so I'm most likely gonna stick to leveling up for the most time. Now, here we are in our first proper area, if you don't count the asylum, which is just a tutorial. The Undead Burg. Which might also be one of my favorite areas in the game, mainly due to the fact how it's structured. It reminds me a lot of the very first level in Demon's Souls. I forgot what it's called. 1-1. Level 1-1, the castle gates. Which might also be my favorite level in Demon's Souls because it's just because of the way it's structured. I like going around castles and fortresses like that, and level 1-1 in Demon's Souls is basically just that. And to be honest, Demon's Souls does have a lot of bad levels, so there isn't much of a competition there. Not to say that Demon's Souls is a bad game, which it isn't. The only Souls game that I would call a bad game is Dark Souls 2. And there are many reasons for that. But we're gonna get to that once we reach Dark Souls 2. But first, I'm gonna enjoy my time with a good game, and I just found myself. Would you look at that, mother? They added me into the game. This area here is also one I completely missed on my first playthroughs. And if I remember correctly, the item here is actually quite useful. Humanity. Also, normally jumping in this game is the same, shares the roll button. So you roll and jump with the same button. And that's inconvenient as fuck, so I changed it to be at the left control stick, like how it is in Dark Souls 2 and 3. Now, fog gates are a bit weird in the first few games. In Dark Souls 3, fog gates are only before a boss, also in Elden Ring and Bloodborne. And Sekiro doesn't have them, I believe. But in Dark Souls 1, 2 and Demon's Souls, they're just scattered around the areas. And I don't know if that has any meaning or if they're just there, but... Well, I wonder if that's gonna get important later on. How strange. The intro told us that all dragons are extinct, and yet... one of the first things we see is a dragon. Well, not actually. People that are a bit more familiar with the lore know that that is a wyvern. But not all of us are big fucking stupid nerds, so I can see why many people would think that that's a dragon. Come out, please. Now, if I remember correctly, there's a merchant right around the corner. Yes, sir.
Well now, you seem to have your wits about you, hmm? Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
Fucking idiot. As far as I know, we don't really need any of these items except for this key right here. And I would love to have the repair box. I never really used the bottomless box. But we can't afford it right now, so we're gonna come back a bit later. But until then, I'm gonna buy the key. Because I didn't start with the...
What's the matter?
Sorry, I guess. I didn't start with the general key, which lets you open most of the doors in the game. Because I wanted to do a... I mean, using the general key is still a proper playthrough, I'd say, but I wanted to do a... I'd say a more linear playthrough. Is that the right term? I don't think so. Maybe. Now, where am I gonna end up again? Right here, okay. Also, most items in this game, like throwing knives or what else we got? Fire bombs. Or me. They're pretty much useless. You never really use that for anything except for challenges. If I do remember correctly, nope, there's no enemy here. I'm gonna also go through these games as thorough as I can. Don't wanna rush through them. And you over there are getting on my nerves. Piss off. Thank you. Oh, I didn't mean to touch the bloodstain, but oh, I'm sure they've... I see what they... Yeah, that jump is kinda tricky. Anyways, we shouldn't go there just yet, because there's a bonfire inside here, which also seems like a good place to end the first part. So I hope you did enjoy, and I will see you next time then when we tackle the undead burg. So, adios.